1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz.
Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talkshow podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talkshow podcast with Emmy Hikins and Trevor Gear.
Trevor.
Still better be really careful. That's a hard secret to keep.
You won't give him a...
well, would I be able to keep that secret? Right, okay, let me answer it this way. So, even my fiance, she'd say to me, there's something that I really need to discuss with you. And I'll go, right, okay. So just think about it carefully before you tell me. I say, because after you tell me, it's out of your control. You don't have any control of what you've just told me. I can decide to do whatever I want with it. And I usually make that, I usually tell people that. I usually do. And I'll tell you where it's from. It's from my background in being a man of religion, you know. So people will come to me and they'll say, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Oh, there's something that I really need to discuss with you. And I go, there we go. I go, right, just go back, think about it carefully before you tell me, because once you tell me, how I deal with it, you have no control of it. So I usually say that to everybody. I've made it a point of practice to always say that, because then somebody might tell you something, they go, oh, I don't want to tell anybody else. I've had somebody come to tell me about their husband, and they go, oh, my husband does this and that. And I said, well, just think about it really carefully. I said, are you sure you want to tell me this? And she took a deep breath. This was over the phone. She took a deep breath. I could hear her taking a deep breath from the other side of the phone. And she said, actually, can I think about it a little bit more? I said, that's a wise decision. Because that takes the burden off me. Straight away, it takes the burden off me. Now, if you've murdered somebody, I don't have to tell the police. You have to go and tell the police. Yeah. But if you told me after I've given you that, you know, sort of a disclaimer, kind of, you know, talk or pre-talk, then you have yourself to blame. So to answer your question, I would, after warning the person and they say, yeah, I just need to get it off my chest, I'll be like, okay. And if they told me, I would say, I did tell you. I say, the only way you can save yourself now is go and tell them yourself. You know, that exonerates me from, you know, having to be grass, as they say in the crime world, you know.
I'm not so convinced with that. You're saying to Bill, look, Bill, I'm not going to get involved. You told me this. You must go to Ben now and confess what you're doing with his wife, which you say you don't want to stop. Now, okay, that may be a podcast answer, but in reality, if Bill really was a good mate, and I know exactly what you mean. Once we've said something, we can't take those words back. And as you say, we're not going to be in control of how the person listening to us, how they may deal with that. But this is why it's a very interesting question, isn't it? Just how good are we, or would we be, at keeping secrets? I mean, if another one you might say is if a good friend of yours, this time, let's say Ben comes to see you before he finds out what Bill's doing, and he says, look, I'm really pleased to see you. He said, I just a bit uptight at the moment because I got into a habit. I got a bit hard up a few months ago, and I got into the habit of doing a bit of shoplifting. Now, I try and keep it sort of under £100 a week or something, but I just can't stop myself, and I'm a bit concerned. But on the other hand, it's making my finances a bit better with my wife there. She seems very happy these days. What he doesn't know is his wife is seeing Bill, of course, but that's just another matter. But if he comes to you and says, this is what's happened, I've got into a habit of shoplifting, and we hear a lot about shoplifting nowadays, don't we? Is that something you would say to him, for example, look, you're telling me that, I really ought to report you, but in reality, would you do that? Or you can say to him, I think you should go and report yourself, but how many people are going to go and admit they've just driven through a red traffic light or whatever? So again, what would your response to that be? Would you keep that secret? You're not really answering my question here, you see. You're sort of piling it all back on the poor person with the secret they're unburdening themselves from, and you're just saying, don't want to know, go and sort it out yourself. And that may be the best response, but is that really your reply to that?
All right, so there's two scenarios.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor Gear and Emmy Hikins.
The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us. Please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show. His contribution's thoughtful and smart.